Good morning, everyone. Nachiket this side, and I hope I am audible, visible. Uh, just I'll blur my. Oh, I'm sharing my screen. Okay. Okay. Right now, I'll not share my screen, but we'll go forward. Let me do a few things. There you go. Hello, Biswajit. Hello, Karthik. Hello, Bhaskar. Hello, everyone. And it's going to be an intense session, not more than 90 minutes for sure, including question answers. So this is an open discussion which we are going to do about CAT to CAE switch. And hope you all are ready with pen and paper. Type in PP. We will have this chat box used for our engagement, okay? Because that's something which I can clearly see on my screen. So if you are ready, type in ready and type in PP, pen and paper. So there will be a lot of notes required. I have a presentation ready with me, and that will be something which will be super interesting for you to learn. Okay. Yeah, it's a simple 10, 12 slides, 12 to 13 slide presentation. So it's not something uh, which is a complicated one. Okay, so ready everyone? Okay, ready. Pen and paper ready? Good. Thanks, Dheeraj. Thanks, Samir. Thanks, Bhaskar. Thanks, Jayant. Okay, perfect. Vimula Jayant. All right. So we will set a context here. Okay. You can you can turn on your microphones whenever required, or you can raise hand. That is also possible. I think raise hand feature is there. So you can always raise hand. I can stop and we can discuss in between. And we are going to talk about, as I mentioned, uh, it is all going to be about CAT to CAE and what is the importance of CAE. Okay. So let me share my screen and we will start with the overall presentation part. I hope my screen with presentation is visible to you. Type in visible V if it is visible. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Perfect. So this will make my life a little easier because I cannot see your faces. So it's better that I get some confirmation on. Let me switch on my second screen as well. Okay. So before we start, can I know from where you are right now joining? What city you are joining from? Just type in the city name in the chat box. There may be some other people joining in, but let's see. Pune. Dheeraj is from Pune. Perfect. Hyderabad. Okay, good. Ame is from Navi Mumbai. Great. Wow. Vijay Kumaran is from, oh, Karthik is from Bhavnagar. That's good. Vijay Kumaran is from Hosur. Am I right? It's Hosur, right? Yeah. Hosur, Tamil Nadu. Yeah, perfect. Sainath is from Bangalore. And yep. Okay, good, good, good. Thanks, guys. I am also joining from Pune. And I'll brief about LNO and other bit about myself also a little later. Let's not waste time and jump into the session. Okay. So the first important part here, which you are also able to see, is we are going to have an interactive session. Okay. So it's not going to be something which is just a one-way communication. Okay. So it's all going to be an interactive session. And I'm sharing this entire second screen for your reference. And as you can see, we have a session from 10 a.m. to 11:30. Okay, we'll finish it sharp at 11:30. And we are going to clear or cover some of the very important topics. It's not going to be super technical, but it's going to be more about our own thinking, our own progress path, and how we are going to make sure we are moving forward. Okay. Naveen Kumar, thank you. From which part of Tamil Nadu you are joining, Naveen? Is it from Chennai or Coimbatore or any other place? Hosur? Okay. So let's try and understand these four key important areas. And this slide, if it is, or this presentation, if it is required, or if it evolves with my digital pen and it goes in a much mature way, I'll be very happy to share this presentation with you as well. Okay. So we are going to talk about CAD rules are becoming repetitive, which is a fact. Okay, many of my students actively switched from CAD to CAE in last 7, 8 years. Limited growth and salary stagnation. That's another outcome of doing same job again and again. And then we are also going to talk about simulation-driven design engineer. Okay, so simulation-driven is something which is a very key aspect of our discussion today, and opportunities to upgrade your career with a bonus, which is pre-consultation with me. Okay, so I'll brief you about myself as I mentioned in coming slides to come. So this is something we are going to talk about four important topics. So it may not take super long, but I want to touch base on key areas, key aspect of what is CAD, what is happening in the industry, and how we can shape our career so that we become a product engineer, so that we become a CAE analyst, but at the same time not losing interest in product. Okay, so that's what we will be doing. Okay, so I'll make sure that I'm also visible at some place. There you go. And yep, I think this is good to go. Yeah, so I think this is a little better. This is better. All right. So reality of CAD only careers, we all know that. How many of you are right now working in CAD, actively working, actively in job in CAD? Just type in CAD if you are working in CAD in a proper design domain. Okay. Manu Prakash is working in CAD. Others CAD third year mechanical. Okay, fine. Bhaskar is in CAD Aerospace. I worked for 2 years as design engineer. Now applying to masters. Okay, great, Dheeraj. Uh, CAD and simulation. Okay, 3 years experience in UGNX. Perfect. That's fine. Thanks for elaborate answers, guys. Really helpful. So we are going to talk about something which is about CAD, which all of you know. Okay, it's not something which is a rocket science. At the same time, it's not something which is unknown. So not too much time I'm going to waste. But what is happening, I'll tell you. Uh, India was treated as service provider for a very long time. Okay. So what we used to get, or even when I joined back in 2005, after my graduation in industry, I was also having a little bit of a CAD job to do in Tata Johnson Control on UGNX. So the first tool which I learned was uh, Pro Engineer. Now it is called as Creo. But back in 2002, in my diploma days, I started my first hand understanding of this 3D tool, which is Pro Engineer. And you can understand it is almost how many years now? 24 years. So, 20, yeah, 24 years back. So this was the tool which I learned, but that actually created what? That actually created interest, my own interest into the overall CAD and 3D modeling kind of a domain. And then I kept using this for many years to come. Almost till 2005, 2006, I was working in CAD for the same organization. And then there was a shift. What happened? There was an internal opening. Okay, it's a small story of mine. So there was an internal opening in CAE department, and I was always fascinated to go into CAE because there was something which was clearly visible. What is important in CAE? There is a visibility of the testing which we carry out on the designed CAD. So this visibility actually attracted me to apply for an internal opening for GET CAE analyst, graduate engineering trainee CAE analyst. So I was already in CAD job in the same organization. I got a chance to get into CAE. I joined CAE within 3-4 months of the organizational entry, and since then, since August, September, October, so October 2005 till date, I am working in CAE domain only, and that is also in explicit nonlinear dynamic domain. Okay, so I'll explain you what are the various domains which are available and how exactly we cater them. So we are going to talk about what's happening in the industry now. So this was back then, and India still dominantly is what? We are still service providers rather than the geometry creators or design creators. Okay, so we are not creating a lot of products which are independent products. We are still doing many cases where we are just providing services to Western world, and we are just they are giving us the CAD, then we are doing detailing, then we are doing all sorts of GD&T, we are creating a VAV sheet and all other bit, but we are not actually building products to a scale which we are supposed to do. Now everything is changing. Okay, so you all know a big push of Atmanirbhar Bharat in defense, in railways, in automotive, in every other bit. So what is happening? We are having this Atmanirbhar Bharat push from the government. And what's up with that? We are having own designs, or first of all, own problems, India specific problems, own solutions. Okay, our own solutions. We have own designs. We are owning the manufacturing. We are not getting it manufactured from some place. And then we have manufacturing problems which we are trying to sort out, material problems, manufacturing problems, and then we are having a successful product. Okay, a good case which I really want to highlight is Ather. You all know about this two-wheeler brand, right? So they extensively built their vehicle for 8 long years. There are many companies like Ather, but uh, in a what I can say in a very distinctive way, Ather actually put a lot of efforts in design an India specific product and a proper category of electric two-wheelers which actually cater a market which is in high demand, and that is what they are actually able to do. Okay, so when we come to this particular part, there is a distinctive case which I'm going to explain, and you can take it down. It is called as design validation plan. How many of you know this term? We are going to learn a deep lesson today. Okay, so stay attentive, stay completely focused, and we will try and understand what is going on in industry. Okay, so don't ignore. We are talking about what? We are talking about design validation plan, DVP. How many of you know about it? How many of you know about design validation plan, DVP? Yes, no. If you don't know, type in no or type in DVP. If you don't know, I will explain. I'm anyway going to explain you what is DVP. No, correct. So Dheeraj says no. Anybody else? Ajinkya, yes, DVP. I'm going to explain. Viswajit, no. Okay, correct. Vijay Kumaran knows it. That's nice. Vimula, yes, I'm going to explain you. Okay, so most of you are unaware of this term because, as I mentioned earlier, we were service providers. We were never designing a product to validate the product, because the validation was happening someplace in the Western world. It can be Europe, it can be America, or it can be someplace in Japan, advanced Eastern world. So design validation plan is something which is super important to understand. And to make sure we understand it, we are going to talk about what is exactly the design. Okay. So when we talk about design, we will talk about every single word here. Okay, so let me just scrap it like this. This will be a little easy for you to understand. So when it comes to design, we are talking about what? We are talking about a problem. Okay, or to be very specific, solution to a problem. So I have designed a solution. That's what we as engineers always call it. Okay, we have designed a solution. So the solution to a problem can come with what? Basic engineering principles, some material arrangements, different manufacturing methods being used, and so on. So there can be many complications which can come together and create a solution to a problem. And this is something which is always going to be less understood in the industry. When we talk about design, we are only talking about 3D model generation. Am I right? any Whenever you hear a term design, what comes in your mind? A screen of either CATIA or Creo or UGNX, and something is happening, and there are some 3D parts which are getting rotated, zoomed, switch on, switch off, and all other bit. That's not design. The design is always going to be focused on what? A solution to a problem. This is what we are actually focusing on. 3D CAD or 3D representation is a very small part of it. There are multiple things which are going to go before the 3D generation and after the 3D generation. So after what happens in 3D generation, that's what we are going to discuss about. So when we talk about design, we are actually talking about solution to a problem. That should be very clear to you. Okay. Now, when we talk about validation, we are talking about user interaction with the design. Okay, user interaction with your design. Now imagine you are sitting in a railway. Okay, let's say it is Vande Bharat, or let's say it is some sort of Tejas Express, where you have better seating, individualistic seating, and chair car. Okay, imagine that. And what is going to happen? There are armrests. Okay, and a family with two children is traveling, and what is happening? The children are now playing with the armrest, where you are supposed to rest your hand or elbow. The children started playing, and they are going to sit on the armrest because their height is low and they want to just play around. So they're going to sit on the armrest, which is not the intended use. So what is it? It is called as misuse test. What it is? It is a misuse test. Now, while designing, you are not validating your design for that kind of a test. Then your design in reality is going to do what? It's going to face a failure. Yes or no? Am I right? Are you with me? Type in with me if you are with me. WM. Clear? So you have designed an armrest. You have designed an armrest for a load of your elbow, but an intended use was somebody sitting on it, which you never envisioned. Or somebody is trying to, elderly person, he or she wants to get up onto the seat. Where are they going to rest their entire body weight? They will have a resting done on the armrest and they will lift up. This is all going to be or supposed to be getting considered in validation. Okay. There can be another case. So this is one misuse case. There can be another case which I wanted to share with you over screen. So if I share my screen again, the first screen I will share. Yeah. Is the crash test dummy visible to you? It is an LS Prepose. This is a freely available dummy from LS Dyna. but you need LS-DYNA to run it. So if you can see the screen, you can actually, is it visible, guys? The dummy, type in dummy if dummy is visible. I will be explaining you what's going on here, and it will be a little more interesting to, yeah, okay, good, fine. So you have a dummy which is seated on a seat. So I'll take a proper left view, and you can actually see there is a torso angle. So if I move my cursor, you can see that you're sitting at an angle, you are not sitting upright. And this is called as a torso angle, which will be always related to the actual sitting position or actual inclination of the back of a human being. And then you have the heel point and all other bit. This is not a driver dummy. This is a co-driver dummy. So it's a passenger dummy because you can see hands are resting on knees and they are not in a position where you are going to hold the steering wheel. So this dummy is super complicated. And if I just want to show you various things, you can actually see it. There are joints, there are load limiters, there are multiple things which are going on. There is head acceleration measurement, chest acceleration measurement. Now, what is this? This is a super complicated plan of, if I draw something here, I'll just show you. Yeah. So it's a super complicated plan to make sure dummy is safe. Yeah. Safety, or I'll call it like this. Rather than this, I will just make it frontal impact at 56 kilometers per hour. It should sustain the overall injuries, or there should not be any injuries. And the belts should be good enough. Airbag should get deployed. So there will be an airbag in front of it. And this needs to be safe. So when it comes to design validation plan for the seating system, so if you are designing something which is a seating system, the entire plan will revolve around what? It will revolve around occupant safety. Okay. The earlier case, what we saw it was not about safety, it was about usage. When we talked about the example of railway armrest, it was more to do with usage. Right now, when it comes to automotive seats, it is more to do with what? It is more to do with occupant safety. Okay. So when we are designing a design validation plan or chalking out entire design validation plan, the first aspect is going to be occupant safety. So what are the various ways we are going to test it? It will be frontal impact, as I mentioned here. There will be a rear impact also. So if I draw this part, which is called as head restraint, it's not headrest, okay? It's head restraint. So if I draw head restraint, there will be a chance that if there is a rear impact, the vehicle will try and move backward because of, sorry, the vehicle will try and move forward and the dummy will try and move backward. So if I have a rear crash, it will move in a forward direction. And because of laws of inertia, you will try and stay in the same position because you are not part of the vehicle. And what is going to happen? You may seem to go backward in the seat and your head may impact onto the head restraint. And if there is no head restraint, there will be a whiplash. Okay? Whiplash will be a very serious case where you may become brain dead. So what is this happening, guys? This is all to do with occupant safety. So every single part which you are designing for a seat is going to be focusing on what? It is focusing on one simple thing which is called occupant safety. So when it comes to design validation plan, so if I just clear everything, And if I stop sharing and switch to my other screen, yeah. So if you see here, you are going to have a design validation plan focusing on occupant safety. Okay. And there can be multiple cases. There can be 11 or 12 regulations which you have to pass through. So there will be, as I mentioned, there will be frontal impact, there will be rear crash, there will be seatbelt anchorage test, there will be a head restraint performance test. So whatever you have designed, if it is not meeting the validation criteria, the design path itself is wrong. That's what we can specifically say. So what is happening now? You have a validation plan ready, and you are going to have design based on your experience, your basic engineering skills, and you will make sure that the design validation is happening as per the plan. So first thing what you are going to test, you will test seat belt anchorage. Then you will go for frontal impact. Then you will go for a head restraint performance test. Then you will go for luggage retention. Then you can have this seat back strength test if there is no integrated head restraint. So there will be multiple tests which will be given to you by authorities. It can be ECE regulation, it can be automotive industry standard for India, it can be Japanese standards, it can be NCAP, it can be IIHS. There are multiple regulatory bodies who are taking care of occupant safety. So what is design validation plan in reality? It's very simple. It is a performance test plan before design starts. Forgive me for handwriting. My handwriting is good, but because of this odd angle, I'm not able to write it in a clear way. But what is DVP? Can you take this down? What is definition of design validation plan? Performance test plan before design starts. And type in done once you are done writing this, and even you can write some examples here. Okay. What is a DVP? It is performance test plan before design starts. It is what? Performance test plan before design starts. And you can write down two important examples. One is a misuse test example. Write it in your own language. It cannot be just in English. It can be in any native language as well. So you can have a misuse test, which is not something related to safety. But you have another case which I showed you about the dummy, which is occupant safety. And it is the entire design validation plan will be based on the occupant safety side. So what is BVP? Performance test plan before design starts. Type in done once you are done writing. Biswajit says done. Have you understood, Biswajit? Any questions you have, you can raise your hand, unmute yourself, and we can discuss. No worries. Ajinkya says done. Vijay Kumaran says done. Ameya says done. Memula Jain says done. Okay. Learning something new? Okay. So this is something which is intricate. This will give you a lot of perspective about your own career. So we are here to see that India progresses through dynamic engineers like you who understand what is design, what is simulation driven design, and how the product development should happen. That's the maturity level we want to achieve in next coming decade. Then only we will be Vikasit Bharat by 2047. So it's our own mission we should consider, because if India is going to be a developed nation, you and me are also going to be developed nation citizens. So it's not just about India, it is also about us. Okay, good. So understood everyone, done. Shall I move forward? Okay. Thanks, Ajinkya. So let's go on to the next slide to understand what is CAE. Okay, it's a small, simple understanding. You all know it, but I will be explaining you CAE in a little different way. Okay, next 20-25 minutes, we'll talk about CAE and CAE driven design. So what is CAE, computer aided engineering? It is going to be one line answer. Okay, so I'll explain you what is CAE in single line. Forget about these pointers. You can take down these pointers, but I'll explain you what is CAE. It is virtual validation technique. Hmm? Or I will also call it as, so validation we can replace it with virtual prototyping technique. It is what? It is virtual prototyping, not modeling. So we'll come to an understanding what is a model, what is a prototype. Okay. So let me share one of the presentation if I have it. Just give me a second. If I have this, okay, anyway, let me share my entire second screen so that it's a little easy for you to see. Yeah, so I'm sharing my entire second screen and I'll open one of the presentation which is about model and a prototype. Okay. Mm, I want a student presentation actually. I'm not sure if this is, yeah, okay. I will get a picture here. Yeah. So question, two cars visible? Type in V if cars are visible. Okay. Is left one a model or right one a model? Type in L if you think left one is a model. Type in R if right one is a model. So Ajinkya says right is a model. Vijay Kumaran says right is a model. Ameya says right is a model. Biswajit says left is a model. Vemula Jayant says left is a model. Okay. So we have a left-right divide here. Now, what is the definition of a prototype? It is simple. I'll just explain you with the same image. Okay. So this is definition of a prototype. It is 1:1 model which always works. So if you go back to this image, the left one is clearly what? It is a prototype. That means it is 1:1. It is on track. Somebody is sitting in it. There are brakes. There is engine. There is everything. And you have left one, which is working model, which will call it as a prototype. Whereas the right one, what it is? It is typically just a auto expo representation of the vehicle which is going to come up. So this was a representation of uh, the second generation Sierra back in 2020 or long back. So what is this? This may be just a clay model. There is no steering, there is nothing, no powertrain, nothing is present and may not work. It is 1:1. Okay, I will not say that it is not 1:1, but it's not working. So we will call it as what? A model. Okay. So when you come down to this section of our own presentation, when we talk about 3D CAD, we don't call it as proto. What we call it as? We call it as, it's not a proto. What it is? It is a 3D model because it's not going to work. There are no joints. You cannot assign a material. You can assign a material just to get the density because volume multiplied by density will be mass. But it's not going to have any stiffness. And that's why we call it as 3D model. But when it comes down to CAE, what is CAE? It is a virtual prototyping technique. So when I switch back to the dummy model, I'll exactly share what do I mean by stiffness. So if I share back to this screen number 1, you can actually see mass of the dummy. So I'm going to see what is mass of the dummy, and at the same time, I'll be showing you what are the various things. Okay, so this is just the dummy, and if I try and measure mass of it and various things of about the dummy, I'll show you how intricate the model looks like. I go to mesh, I go to mass trimming, and if I just compute the mass, you can actually see mass is in kilogram right now. It is how much? 79.72 kilogram. Okay. And you can actually see CG of the dummy, which is being represented in space, which is obvious. So it's not going to be something which is on body. It's going to be on in space itself. But can you see this part? IXX, IYY, IZZ. What is this? Anyone? What is IXX, IYY, IZZ? What is correct? Ajinkya, it is moment of inertia. Absolutely right. So you have these values specified for the dummy. Now, I'll go to part definition and I'll show you what do I mean by prototype rather than just a model. Okay. So of course it is a mesh model. That means it is discretized. So if I zoom in, you can actually see elements which are building up the entire volume, and you have various materials being assigned in a non-linear manner. So I'll go to this part definition. I will see what is the material of thighs, okay, or head for that matter, or neck, anything I can see for, or arms for that matter. So if I go to modify, and if I click on this particular part, which is upper arm, and if I click on material ID, I'll click on read, you can actually see it is material low density foam, and it has a density of a value 4 point something. It has E value. What is that? It is going to be the modulus of elasticity. Elasticity. So this is something which is real time understanding of how the dummies are going to behave. Of course, it's not. It is representing a human flesh and bone and other bits. So if I just switch off some of the parts of the dummy, so if I go away with this part, and if I go only for the bones, so if these linkages are going to represent a bone, I will go for this particular part. I'll go to material, I'll click on read, and you can see it is matte elastic, but it is having steel density 7.89 10 to the power minus 6 kilogram per millimeter cube. That's the unit. And E value is 200 gigapascal. And Poisson's ratio is something which is zero point 0.3. We all know that. And it's an elastic material. So it's a simple dummy creation. So bones are represented as some steel tubes, which may not be a clear case for thumbs dummy or FTSS dummy or some advanced dummies which are going to be there. So what I wanted to show you is there is always going to be a stiffness matrix which you are going to solve. So if I share my second screen again, and if I just show you a simple understanding of stiffness matrix, you have a continuum. That means infinite number of molecules. You select few of the molecules of that continuum and you join them. Those few of the molecules we call as nodes. And when we join them together, we are actually creating a stiffness matrix. What we are creating? We are creating a stiffness matrix. Okay. This stiffness matrix is having two stiffnesses. One is material stiffness. The other is geometrical stiffness. So material stiffness will be E values. Geometrical stiffness will be what? Geometrical stiffness is going to be your section modulus. What is going to be the geometrical stiffness? It is going to be section modulus. Are you with me, guys? Is this clear? Type in clear if this is clear. A simple concept of CAE I'm trying to explain so that you can actually understand it in a simplest possible way. Ameya says clear. Is this clear? If not, I will repeat. Vijay Kumaran says clear. Vimala Jain says clear. Ajinkya says clear. Understood? So from this concept of model, we are moving to a concept called prototyping. Bhaskar says clear. Any specific thing you wish to know or you want to understand, please let me know in between also. I can explain because this is a open discussion. I don't want to just make it a one-way communication. All right, clear? Now, when we move forward, why we need CAE is also very important. So we understood what is CAE. It is a virtual prototyping technique. But why we need CAE? We need CAE to reduce. There is a single reason, one single reason why we do CAE. To reduce number of physical prototypes. What's the reason? To reduce number of physical prototypes. What we are doing? We are creating virtual prototypes. All of them are on screen. I cannot touch this dummy. I cannot sense this dummy in 3D. It's all in 2D plane on my screen, but it is in virtual mathematical form. Whereas when it comes down to the physical tests, they are inevitable. You are always supposed to carry out a physical test. So physical tests are not getting replaced. What is happening? The number of physical prototypes are getting reduced day by day. Okay. So if anybody asks you why you want to switch to CAE, a fundamental reason can be because you are at a testing range or testing end, you are going to test a product and you guys are valuable. Those who are working in CAD and want to switch to CAE, they are valuable guys to a company because they know the design cycle, they know the design limitations. At the same time, now they are in a new role of testing the design. So they know if I want to increase the thickness, what are the limitations? If I just keep on increasing bracket thickness, there will be chances that it's not formable enough, or the material is not available, or GD&T will be an issue, or welding will be an issue, or there can be an issue with regards to overall bolting as well. Drilling is not possible. So you cannot just give a suggestion in the air that just keep on increasing the thickness and we will pass the test. No. So you have to be very, very constructive and you have to be clever enough to give a clear idea about what is happening with the simulation part. Okay. So why companies value CA engineers? Reduce physical testing cost. I have already mentioned that. Minimize failures. So beforehand, you will know that, okay, there is a failure. I want to minimize it. And I can make respective changes. So there can be material change, there can be geometry change, there can be thickness change, and there can be combination of any of these three. Improve time to market. This is super critical. Take an example of Tata Motors electric vehicle division. Okay, they have already sold some 2.5 lakh or some 3 lakh, 4 lakh cars uh, and electric cars. So what is the first mover advantage there? They have a real world data. They have a real world data of safety and how much mileage it is going to give, etc., etc. So improve time to market using CAE is always going to be aim of the organization. And of course, you have to support, or you will be in position, I'm sorry, you will be in a position to support the management decisions. So management wants to move from steel to aluminum. You will have a support document that, okay, moving from steel to aluminum will save weight. It will have an improved cost, or the cost will increase, but the market is not so sensitive to costing, etc., etc. So there will be management decision support, which will be given by CAE organizations. Okay. So what is design using CAE philosophy? We are coming to the core area which we are going to discuss. Simulation before production, that's what we are always going to do. We are not going to finalize design and then do the CAE. That's not going to be the process. Process will be a basic design, go for CAE, check whether my direction is correct or not, whether I'm failing, whether I'm passing, whether I'm good enough, whether I'm getting closer to the DVP or not, and then come back to design, do some modifications, do another iteration. What is going to happen? You will not waste a lot of time in finalizing the design. The GD&T and all other parts will come later. Because you are going to finalize critical components first, you will have basic design, which will go to CAE, and it will just circle back to and fro for 3, 4 times, 3, 4 iterations, and your final design will be driven by what? Driven by CAE results. Is this philosophy clear, guys? What is design using CAE? Fail early, fix digitally. Data-driven decisions, because you have a data now. Engineer as a problem solver. So the CAE analyst, what that guy is going to do, that guy is going to give you suggestions. The CAE analyst will give you suggestions. अरे यार ये thickness बढ़ाने से कुछ नहीं होने वाला है. Nothing is going to happen. Don't increase thickness. Change the overall geometry. Add a section modulus. Make sure that you have stiffness in this direction. Make sure you put a bedding. Make sure you put a rib. Before even you actually implement those changes in your final CAD, there will be an engineer, a CAE analyst, who is going to solve your problem in practice. Okay, and what is going to happen? It will have more iterations here, but a final design will be mature. Okay, understanding? Now, what is going to happen? You being a CAD engineer, you are transitioning to CAE. What is going to be the value proposition for you as an individual? You are going to be at a stage of a decision maker. Okay, you are going to be, I'm sorry, guys. You are going to be what? You are going to be a decision maker. Yep. So Manohar, if a guy not in CAD role, will he make? That's always possible. I'm telling you that somebody who is a fresher and wants to enter into CA, that's always possible. But the guys who are working in CAD feel stuck because their roles are getting uh, repetitive. You are getting easy replacement. You are what? The design guys are easily replaceable. You are not a decision maker. Okay, there will be a team of 20 CAD engineers, and out of those 20, only one takes a decision. No, Dheeraj, that's also wrong. I also don't have a master's degree. I'm working in CAE for very long now, almost 21 years. Mm, Most of my students, okay, so if somebody joins LNO and he's just having a bachelor's degree, most of my students who are freshers are still able to join CAE. That's a myth. Why they are asking for master's degree is they want to cut down the number of applications. Okay, but Eleanor's route is different. Eleanor's route is to talk to the stakeholder who is hiring, and then making sure that we convince them that at least have an evaluation. And because the training is very extensive, the evaluation typically goes forward. Okay, so Dheeraj, your point is very valid. I'm not denying it, but is it necessary as far as knowledge is concerned? No. Is it necessary for HR's task to come down or HR's activity to come down? Yes. Okay, so these are the two different reasons. The number of applications will reduce altogether as soon as you put a word that I need a master's degree. The applications will come down, and then it's easy for HR to process the applications. That's what it is. But that's a fact. Okay, so you don't need master's degree to work into CAE for sure. You need basic engineering skills, you need analytical power, and you only need a desire to solve a problem. If you have a burning desire to solve a problem, it doesn't matter whether you are a diploma holder or a degree holder or a master's degree holder or a PhD. All right, is this clear? Don't be in that kind of a that kind of a dilemma that, oh, I don't have a master's degree, shall I apply for the CA job or not? Okay, you can still apply. Understood? Are you learning something? Type in learning if you are learning something. I really want to know if I'm adding some value in the Sunday morning session. It's Sunday morning, and you all are sitting to understand something which is little different than the regular design. Learning? Okay, good. I'm really glad that is just going to make my morning better if you are learning something. Okay, fine. So the decision maker is somebody who is going to have not just the design access, but an entire CAE access. Okay, entire CAE access. So when we talk about CAE, we are also talking about three important steps in CAE. First is going to be pre-processing, that is mesh what you saw in the dummy. Solving, we are going to solve it using LS-DYNA, Abacus, Nastran, etc., etc., multiple solvers. And post-processing. So there is going to be a session on all these three activities. What is CAE, how to build. So if you guys are interested, you can send me an email. I will share you a recording of one of my very recent videos about what is CAE and how CAE is developed. But right now we are just going one by one. Okay. So career growth comparison, I just put it right now after my 20 years of experience. CAD engineers have a limited growth unless they switch to management. Okay. After 6, 7 years, you are going to be a same person even after you have another 4 years or 10 years of experience. So you'll be the same guy if you don't switch to management. CA engineer, of course, you have very high responsibility after 4 or 5 years. You are the sole uh, bread earner for it. Okay, or this is something which is going to be super important. So, how we provide solutions is how we understand the problem. If we understand problem on a surface level, the solution will be also on surface level. If you understand problem in a very deep basic engineering kind of a level, you understand problem clearly, and then your solutions will be also clear and deep and long lasting. Okay. CAE lead, you have a technical authority. You are going to be a subject matter technical expert. This is a very important term which will shape your career for next 10 years to come. If you are not an expert in one particular domain, okay, you are going to be irrelevant to an organization. If you are, let's just imagine you are throwing around everything you know, but in a small way. Okay, there was an interesting quote by somebody. I really don't know the name, but it was kind of a short clip on YouTube. You are expert in, let's say, five different things. Okay, and you are just jumping 2 feet in each of the field. Okay, each field you are jumping just 2 feet. That's not something which is significant. But imagine you are very good at one particular thing and you're jumping 10 feet in that is going to make you stand out in the entire job market. Okay. So if you are very good in explicit dynamic crash analysis, what is going to happen? You will be seen as a proper authority figure in that particular domain. But now imagine you know little bit about crash, you know little bit about noise, vibration, harshness, you know little bit about durability, you know little bit about fatigue. So you are having vast knowledge, but you're just having uh, what I can say differential knowledge between these three or four domains. And you're just climbing 2 feet in each of the domain. Whereas if somebody like me, for example, okay, I'm working in explicit dynamic domain, crash, impact, blast, drop. I say no to any other thing. People know me as an explicit dynamic guy. And what is this? This is my subject matter technical expertise. So where it is applicable in car crash, it is applicable in seating system, it is applicable in blast. We are working very closely with private defense organizations and DRDOs as well for blast analysis. And we are very good in impact analysis. So bullet penetrations or various types of impacts which are happening, some bunker penetrations, all these things. So who am I? I'm a subject matter technical expert. In what? In explicit dynamic domain for impact, crash, blast, and drop tests. Okay. So it is something which you must be understanding that if you are not becoming an expert, you retaining the job becomes even more difficult. So Dheeraj is stating that, but as we do more specialization, job opportunity get reduced. No, what is happening? If you are becoming an expert, your entry level job opportunities may get reduced or it may look like you are shrinking up. But what is important? You are becoming difficult to replace. Are you with me, guys? If you are easy to replace, as soon as your salary rises, and if somebody is there who is able to replace you at a lower salary, you will be kicked out of the organization. So, what is the end game? Career growth can happen only if you are difficult to replace. You must ask this question to your own self. Am I replaceable? Ask this every day. Am I replaceable? Am I replaceable? If answer is yes, that means you need what? You need to invest in skilling yourself, investing in yourself. Don't invest in stock market right now. You should invest in yourself. You should make sure that I'm skilling myself so heavily in a particular domain of your own liking that I am difficult to replace. Is this a mindset shift, guys? Type in yes if this is a mind shift which is changing your overall perspective of job. If you are learning remember this. You jumping 2 feet for five different subjects and you jumping 10 feet for one single subject, you are going to be standing out. Who is Usain Bolt? What Usain Bolt is doing? He's just doing 100-meter sprint. Is he doing marathon? No. But you know Usain Bolt, right? He's the fastest guy or fastest human being on earth right now who can run faster for 100 meters. There are people who are only doing marathons. And what you can simply say, you can always say that, okay, I'm doing marathon and I can run for 2.5 hours, 3 hours straight for 42 kilometers. And I can run it in a steady and stable pace. Usain Bolt may not be able to do that. But are these two jobs distinct? Yes. Both jobs are different. Both jobs will make you stand out. Okay. And make sure you are 100% focusing on one particular aspect later after, let's say, 10 years or 12 years of your lifetime. So, what I did, I'll explain my case. Very simple because I am a 20 years experience guy, so I can explain you. Since 2005 to 2012, I worked in a single organization named Tata Johnson Control on seating system. What I built here? I built connections, and I built authority in seat. I made very good friends. I made very good connections. I built authority in that particular field from 2005 to 2012. In 2012, I jumped to one organization for just 1 year, and I built what? Self-confidence. I was able to crack the interview. I was able to move from one organization to other. From 2013 till date, who am I? I'm an entrepreneur. So I made a shift to what? I made a shift to techno managerial, techno commercial role. I made myself get into a trouble. I made myself explore my own capabilities, and I made an entry into entrepreneurial world where I was doing two important things. One is techno managerial. What is this? Techno managerial is I was managing team. So techno managerial role. I was managing team. I was doing work by my own, etc., etc. And I was also into techno commercial. That means I was actually selling my services. I was also into techno commercial roles. So I was into sales. I was into marketing. I'm trying to explain people why CA is important. This is back in 2030. Making sense? So this transformation, no, not everyone's path to choose for. Okay, I would have failed also. I would have gone back to job also. But fortunately, I was successful in entrepreneurship, so I continued with this journey. But for you, for let's imagine you are still want to continue. You don't want to get into entrepreneurial journey. You can still be master of one particular subject as Manohar is writing down. At the same time, you are supposed to always remember that you want yourself to be difficult to replace. Can you commit yourself after this session or in this session that I'm going to be difficult to replace? Type this sentence in the chat box. I promise myself that I will be difficult to replace. Make it assertive. Make it uh, not if and but. Can you do that? I will make myself difficult to replace. Yes, Manor, I am going to come down to that part. I promise myself to make myself difficult to replace. Is it powerful, guys? Is it a powerful statement? Is it something uh, which will wake you up in the morning? Powerful, right? You are promising yourself. It has nothing to do with me. You are promising yourself that you are becoming difficult to replace. You are promising yourself. And to do that, what is the biggest thing which you can do? Skill yourself. Make yourself vulnerable to learning. The biggest currency in coming days is going to be how fast you learn. If you are fast enough to learn and implement, you are difficult to replace. Okay. Those who are just stagnant, those who are just doing day jobs, they are easy to replace. So who AI is replacing? AI is replacing those who are replaceable. If you are difficult to replace, AI will not replace you easily. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. So this is something which is super important. And industry is hiring CA engineers, automotive, aerospace, medical, consumer, defense, and EV startups. We all know that. It's everywhere. CAE was earlier only focused on automotive and aerospace. Now medical devices companies, so there are people whom I know, they are MBBS, they are doctors, and they are learning technical skills from IIT Guwahati. Okay, and they are getting into uh, medical technical kind of a combination because they want to develop various devices which saves lives. So there can be stents, there can be heart valves, there can be some stomach, intestine kind of stents which are there. All these things are going to come into picture. Consumer products, so LG Electronics, Samsung, Haier, Whirlpool, all these guys are also going to have need of whom? CAE analyst. Of course, defense and EV startups, we are also looking at a surge in getting these EV related stuff as well as defense related stuff. Got my point? Okay. So is CAE also required for mechatronics? To some extent, but not to a larger extent, Dheeraj. Okay. For mechatronics or this robotics kind of a thing, you need it for strength analysis. You are searching for some different materials, let's say switching from aluminum to carbon fiber or carbon composite to some different kind of a PTEG kind of a 3D printable composite. All these things are possible, but it is not to an extent which is related to safety or defense or consumer products where impact, blast, crash is required. But when CAE umbrella you will consider. Okay, so let me explain you a bonus point here. Do you want a bonus understanding of what is CAE? Type in bonus. I'm just making your fingers work. Okay, you may scold me. Bonus thing you need. Okay. Array, where is the cursor? Oh, I cannot see my cursor. Give me a second, guys. My keyboard died. Yeah, bonus. Only two people need bonus, three people. Okay, I'll explain you. CAE is a bigger umbrella. Consider it as a large umbrella. And what it has? It has computational fluid dynamics. It has finite element methods. It has, uh, in mechatronics, it is needed, which is called as multi-body dynamics. It also consists of electromagnetics. It also consists of sphere particle hydrodynamics. It also has discrete element methods. So how many methods can we have in CAE? There can be n number of things which are possible in CAE. So computer aided engineering is not just limited to drop, impact, crash, blast, fatigue, durability. No, it is also expanding itself to various different things. It will also have FSI, fluid structure interaction problems. So all these things we call it as CAE. Okay. And this is going to be very important. Okay. So don't consider it as just a single kind of entity, but you have to master in one of them. Then you will understand the other part in a very different thing. Okay. Fine. So there are some questions. Ambadas, I saw there is not a single opening for beginners. How we will how we will get placed, and can you share recent students who will join? There are too many students who joined from who passed out from LNO and joined industry as a fresher. So Ambadas, we will have a one-to-one call. If you guys are interested to talk to me in a one-on-one session, I'm going to produce a link for you. I will require you to drop an email, and there will be a one-on-one session where we will be discussing a specific personal case. Okay, it's all free. I never charge for consultation. It doesn't matter from where you are or what is your background. Okay, I haven't charged a single rupee in last 13 years. I consider it as a community service for mechanical engineers. It is giving back to society. Okay, so you can always, Ambadas, you can come back to me. You have my email address, that lnoelcpune@gmail.com. You can reply to that email and we will arrange a call with you. Okay. Dheeraj, if one switches from company like Kone Cranes, which designs gears, to Atlas Copco, which designs compressor, who would it still be repetitive for design engineers? Uh, See, it's not about product. How would it still be repetitive? See, what is repetition? Repetition is you don't have access to testing. You are just designing something which is exactly the same, and you are going to feel, as I mentioned, you are going to feel stuck after 7 8 years if you don't expand to management side, if you don't go for PMP, program management professional, if you don't go for executive MBA. So you cannot be a subject matter expert without knowing CAE. That's what my point is, if you can get it. Do you agree what I'm trying to say? It's not about tool. It is so tools are getting replaced. You know that there is merger and acquisition happening every single day in CAD or CA industry. So earlier ANSYS acquired LSTC, then ANSYS got acquired by Synopsys. Now we don't know what Synopsys may happen after 4 or 5 years. Or Cadence acquired Beta CAE. Then Cadence is now a bigger umbrella. Then you have Hexagon, which is having a bigger umbrella. Then you have Siemens acquiring Altair. So there are mergers, acquisitions going on. So instead of becoming a tool operator, which is quite possible when you are in CAD, you are going to become a solution provider. You are going to become somebody who is going to provide solutions. Making sense? Okay, fine. So let's go on. 5 minutes left. Skills required. I have already mentioned this. So, of course, FEA fundamentals and the basic engineering, pre-processing, post-processing. So, this session will come up. Common mistakes. I already mentioned this. If you are a CAD operator, if you are a tool operator, you will remain a tool operator. If you want to become a solution provider, you have to grow beyond tool. Tool should be just a tool. If one drilling machine fails, the other drilling machine will be there to help you. But you must know how to drill, what to drill, where to drill. Okay, no real project exposure. That's a common mistake. So what you do, you just learn 5 or 6 different softwares. There are multiple training institutes who are trying to lure you into a trap of you should have more opportunities. For that, you should learn more tools. No, that's a myth. That's not a fact. You must have a clear understanding of what you are learning, why you are learning, and how you are going to get a job. Okay, it should not be if and but. I am learning French. I'm also learning Japanese. I'm also learning German. I'm learning so many languages, but I'm master at none. You are not going to get a job. Okay, weak fundamentals I already mentioned, and no mentorship. This is extremely important. So I have a 20 years experience, and if I want to share it with you, it's a potential difference. You are here, I'm here. My obvious way of teaching will be different. Can you sense that I'm teaching something in a remote manner, but at the same time you are learning a lot, even if it is a remote learning. Correct? So mentorship is something which is really important. If you don't have a good mentor with you, you are not going to learn faster. And if you are not going to learn faster, you are easily replaceable. Okay, we are coming back to the same point. I have promised myself that I will not be easily replaceable. That promise is directly linked to what? It is directly linked to mentorship. I also have mentors. I do take a lot of mentorship on business aspect. Siddharth Rajshekhar is one of my mentor, or Rajiv Talreja is one of my mentors. So who are they? I am also learning, but I'm learning something which is different, something which I don't know. Okay, so this is something which is common mistake which should be avoided. So what is Eleno's roadmap? I will focus this and then we will come to the question which is being asked by, just a minute, who is asking? Dheeraj. Okay, I'll come to your question. So what is our proven roadmap since 2013? So it's not something which is new. We are not a startup. Okay, foundation. It's not going to be trial and error on you. It's going to be solid fundamentals, foundations, and you will be placed within some very distinctive time. Tool mastery, of course. So foundation is what? It is going to be basics of engineering. It is going to be solution understanding. What is a solution? Okay, that is something which you must understand. Then you are going to go to tool mastery, pre-processing, solving, and post-processing, all three. You must have a tool mastery for sure. So it can be Hypermesh, it can be LS-DYNA, it can be LS Prepost, it can be PowerPoint, it can be anything which is required to make it successful. Live projects. So projects which look like this dummy, which I shared earlier, seating system, full vehicle crash, some drop tests, realistic drop tests. So these are going to be some live projects which we will be trying to give you. Mentorship, wherever we feel that okay, this guy is I will be having an assessment once you join. There will be an assessment that technical assessment part. a professional assessment part, and there will be an interpersonal communication assessment part. How good you are at communication? Are you really, do you really need to have an improvement done in the communication side? So all these things we are going to explain. Okay. Then we have industry readiness. What is it? Again, it's a combination communication, then interpersonal skills, then you have interview skills, how you presentation skills, all these things are going to be taken care of. So you will be a 360 package which companies will desire to have. And we have a lot of success stories. Om Kodte got placed, so you can search these names. Lalit Marbate got placed in Ika Mobility from CAD to CAE. I'm talking about CAD to CAE only. There are pure CAE placements, and then there are CAD to CAE placements. Then there was Ravi, who was in CAD, Ravi Joshi. You can search. He's now working in CAE Pro in Pune. Then you have Om Kodte, who is now working in Toyota Gosei, which is a Toyota company in Gurgaon. There are too many cases which you can actually see on LinkedIn and see their profiles, talk to them. You can have a discussion. Even I can share numbers after their consent with you, so you have a better clarity. So of course, it's now 2026. So we are close to 13 years now in CA training and solution providing. We are industry experts for sure. You can search all over the place, talk to anyone who is more than 10 or 11 years experience guy. They will know me typically in vehicle crash or high speed impact stuff. And this is our strong point. We have a alumni network. So those who joined in 2014 as GETCAE. Now they are at a managerial position and they are eager to hire students from LNO. How good it is. Okay. Nothing better than that. Students helping students. And it's a community which is helping each other to grow. So strong placement support. We have a recruitment team. We have HR team. I am there as your mentor. Santosh is there as your mentor. So there are many people who are there as mentor. Okay. Student placed in OEMs and tier one, career transition, salary growth, and of course, leadership role. So, leadership role, I'll just explain you current case, current Bandwar. You can actually search his profile. He is working in BMW TechWorks. Okay. And he took an upskilling training. Okay. And he is now at a leadership role. He's handling the entire crash team at Tata Elxsi. You can search this. Not BMW TechWorks. I'm really sorry. Karan is in Tata Elxsi. So you can search directly on LinkedIn, his name, and talk to him. He will tell you what is exactly happening in the real world scenario. Okay. What you will get? You are going to get a personalized assessment. Where you are weak, we will try and improve. Where you are strong, we will maintain that strongness. One-to-one mentoring always a key place here. Career roadmap, we will have a proper career roadmap. You need a patience. So we are not doing job assurance. Okay. Uh, Hear me out. We are not doing job assurance. What we are doing, we are making job assistance till you get placed as a commitment. Okay. Because job assurance is a fraud. Private companies are not going to give you assurance. Nobody's going to give, if somebody is giving you assurance, it's 100% of fraud. It's never going to happen. But assistance till you get placed. So what it will involve? It will have mock interview sessions in a one-to-one call. This is going to give you a real-time feedback about the interviews. So that's something which is super important. Okay. Free one-to-one call offer. That's what I'm going to make you today. You are going to put an email to me. How many of you have that email address? LNO ELC Engineering Learning Center Pune @ gmail.com. So Preeti will assist you, Vishaka will assist you in getting onto call with me for 15, 20, 30 minutes. There is no time limit, but we'll have a Zoom call like this. We will talk one to one. We will understand your particular problem. We will try and give you a proper guidance, not that we are going to sell you any product. Okay. So CAE is not for everyone. Let me be very clear. It is not for everyone. It is only for those who are going to be action takers. Are you with me? So those who are able to take actions even if you are in a current job. So all of these guys, I told you the names. I told you Lalit's name. He did course in a part-time manner. Karan did a course in part-time manner. They invested their energy, their efforts, even after their job. So I'm not going to advocate you to quit your current job. Don't lose your earnings. Make sure you're doing it as a part-time and make sure you are successful even if it is a part-time job. And that is only possible with a strong engagement. Okay. Then coming down, how to book your call. I don't have a QR, so I have already given you a simple method. You just have to send me an email. Make sure you are mentioning your name. Make sure you are, if it is possible, you can attach your resume, current resume. So you are going to put an email to LNO ELC. ELC is Engineering Learning Center Pune @gmail.com. Take this down. You must have received one of the mail yesterday from my side. And you are going to talk to me only. Okay. So I will be there. Preeti will be there who will listen. Preeti or Vishaka, somebody will be there. Okay. Why act now? There is a rise in market demand for what? CAE. And CAT to CAE guys are best fit for this kind of a market demand. As I mentioned, early movers win. So typical time to learn it's 2 months to 4 months. That's how much time you are going to invest in learning. And you should be ready within the range of April to May. Month of April to May, you should be ready for job switch. Don't delay your growth. And I mentioned it earlier. Don't invest in share market unnecessarily. Invest in yourself. That will give you 1,000%, 3,000, 4,000% of return, not 10% or 12% of return. You invest in yourself. I invest in my own learning a lot. Invest in the sense money investment, time investment, and effort investment. You investing in time just sitting in front of a screen is not an investment. You taking action is an investment. So you are supposed to invest money. This is not a free course. You are going to invest time and you are going to invest what? Efforts. That is going to give you 1,000% return. Okay. So always remember, invest in yourself before you invest anywhere else. Now we are open for doubts. We are going to have an learning part and then we'll go forward. Okay. So let me go to Dheeraj's question. If an engineer is working in the domain of CAE, for example, one is working in BROS as what is BROS? As simulation engineer
So it's
simulating C. Huh?
actually
Brose.
Brose.
Okay,
It
Brose.
was a
Okay,
typo.
okay, okay. Okay, okay. No problem. Brose. As simulation engineer sitting structure and want to switch to the company who wants CA engineer specializing in crash analysis. Is it possible? Yes. But do you really want to do it? Do you think that you going from seat to a full vehicle crash is a growth? That's another myth. You working in one particular product is also a growth. See, crash, full vehicle crash is even easier. Seating crash is even more difficult. Go and ask anywhere in the markets. Those who are very good in seating system CAE, they really don't want to switch. They will keep working on CAE for seating system because that's even more challenging. It's a small part. It has to meet a lot of regulations. Even car has huge volume to play around. You have multiple things which you can play around to make it safe. But for seat, it becomes even more difficult. Okay. How to select the correct domain, sitting, vibration, or crash, or this is something which we will have as a proper discussion. Okay, I will be sharing with all of you an introductory sessions to CAE because you are not very clear about CAE right now. You just know that okay, I have to move from CAT to CAE. Now, what is CAE is another area of interest which needs to be discovered. Okay, is this clear, Dheeraj? You can always come to the place. Our office is an electronic estate, so electronic cooperative estate in Pune. Electronic cooperative estate. It is on Satara Road next to Swargate. Okay, it is very 1 kilometer from Swargate metro station. Just 1 kilometer, 10-15 minutes walk. So Biswajit, if you want to come down, I'll give you my number, guys. This is my 98817321144. You can ping me on WhatsApp. Don't call right now because I'm on a switch off mode. My phone is here, but it is switched off. So don't call me now. But Bishwajit, you can always connect me on this number on WhatsApp. I will share you the location. You can visit in a pre-arranged way and we can have a discussion. So one-to-one discussion, if somebody wants to come down to office and discuss with me face to face, I'll be happy to give you a cup of coffee, a sandwich, or if you want to have a lunch with me, I will be very happy to have a lunch with you as well. Okay. I'm just encouraging you to come one to one, come out of your comfort zone and meet me if you want to. Okay, there is no harm in meeting. Okay, another Dheeraj's question. There are many new technologies developing for magnetic bearing, replacing traditional bearing, and then there is air bearing. In CNC machine, the ball screw would get replaced with some other technology. These new innovations would further reduce demand. No, 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 no. Virtual prototyping will always see prototyping if it is existing, virtual prototyping will always exist. This is going to be related to multi-physics. Now the engineers have to become not just a CAE engineer, they have to be multi-physics CAE engineer. Okay, so a design engineer with knowledge of electronics, electrical, that's just a knowledge of parts. But how is going to be the performance that needs to be checked before you manufacture? So, for example, you are going for linear guide or linear motor. The linear motor costs so much that you may not be able to procure the linear motor and build a physical prototype. But a linear motor in LS Dyna is not costly. It's a virtual prototyping. So you know the technique, you know how to build it. Then you can build the entire linear motor in LS Dyna and do the simulations, make sure you are good enough, and then move forward. So CA is not going to get replaced unless you are building parts. Same thing with CAD. I'm talking about career longevity. I'm talking about how long you can work in CAD as a pure CAD engineer. Are you going to become a subject matter technical expert? Don't misunderstand me. All careers are good. Draftsman is also good. CAD is also good. CA is also good. Management is also good. Everything is good. Wherever you are earning your bread and butter, it's all good. Point is, are you getting replaced easily? Are you having a threat? And you should be moving next step so that you are not easily replaceable. Got my point? Okay. How to start? Ameya is asking how to start, begin oneself, upskill ourselves as a fresher in CAE. Talk to me. I'll give you a proper plan. If CAE is suitable for you, that also I'm going to discuss. I'm not just going to say that, okay, always do CAE. No. If it is good for you, not good for you, based on your own understanding, based on your own capabilities, we are going to discuss about it, Ameya. Okay. Vijay Kumar. I have total 5 years as design engineer and simulation engineer, Magma Soft in sand and investment casting background. How CAE it will, uh, can you elaborate, Vijay Kumaran? You want to switch to CAE or how it is? You are a design engineer and simulation engineer in molding, right? Or this is more to do with flow analysis. Am I right? So
Sir,
it is
actually, I'm working.
mold flow
Yeah, yeah.
analysis it is?
Oh, it is audible, sir.
Yeah, yeah, it is. You are
Hello.
audible.
Yeah. Sir, actually, I'm working as a design engineer and as well as simulation, uh,
Mm-hmm.
like sand casting and investment casting, both.
Mm-hmm.
I'm there of it. Okay.
Okay.
Entire thing, like from till sample, I was checking, like in entire process as well as how the difference occurs in what is the solution, everything I will be taking care of it. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
in CA, like what in what way I can do my better, like in future growth, how it will
So,
help.
yeah, so essentially, if you are already working in one of the technology, which is, let's say, mold flow, for example. So it's not just about plastics, it is also about this investment casting and sand casting kind of thing. If you are using some kind of a simulation software, it can be mold flow itself, that's Moldex 3D, mold flow. If you are using that, keep using it or try and improve. That's a very good domain to work on. There are people who are moving to casting a lot. So
Mhm.
I don't see a problem there. What I want to say is try and understand how you are not going to be replaceable. So you try and understand advanced techniques. You try and understand what is it that is happening in the aluminum die casting world or pressure die casting thing. If you are doing sand casting, you can always go for aluminum die casting.
Excuse me, sir. Sorry if I interrupted you. Sorry. Hello. Hello.
Yeah,
Sir, I mean, skill testing. Presently, I was working in a skill testing only. So the company where I'm working here is it is not for me. It is not replaceable because I am the only a senior who is working for a long time in this company. So it is okay, but job security is not a problem. But I need to improve. Means I need to grow, like in
yeah,
salary wise, as well as my career wise, both.
correct.
Yeah.
So that means
So
clearly you're doing a repetitive job. Am I right? You're doing the
yeah,
same job for multiple days to come. So this is something which you can try as a sector. Okay, it's like an investment. We will have a discussion, one-to-one discussion after I see your resume also. Uh, that whether is this going to help you? If the answer is yes, we will go ahead. If the answer is no, we are not going to go ahead with proper CAE stuff because switching at after 5 years from CAD, there are family liabilities also. You are at certain CTC package, right? So I don't want you to have a reduction in that package because you just want to switch. If there is a
mhm.
package improvement, if there are some perspectives which are going to come down, yes. But now what you can do, you can go for a program management professional role or a management executive MBA, and you try and manage up entire plant. You are trying to manage the entire operations. If you are going to do that, then you are going to have a salary growth. Got my point?
Mhm.
Okay,
Okay,
so
okay, I got
it's
it.
not, this is not answer to every single question. If I want
Mhm.
career growth, shall I come to CAE? No, answer is not that simple. We have to understand what is your background, what is it that you are earning right now? Are you going to earn more than that? If the answer is no, then you are not supposed to switch to CE.
Sure, sir, we can, yeah, we can one-on-one discussion.
You got my point, right? Why one-on-one discussion I'm encouraging.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir.
good. Yeah, no problem. Dheeraj, yes, I can see your raised hand, so you can unmute and talk.
Yeah, sir, I'm planning to do my master's in mechatronics, but
Mm-hmm.
initially I also thought of doing my master's in computational methods in engineering.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but uh, but for example, if I do masters in automotive engineering instead of doing in CAE, where if I where in automobile engineering as a master's degree, I would be learning a very few topics of CAE engineering. But in the master's degree, which is specifically related to this computational sciences,
Yep,
I would be learning vast knowledge of lots of subjects of
yep,
CAE. So
correct.
what would be better? For example, uh, I would be
No,
learning many.
it's your liking. See, mechatronics is completely different. CA is completely different. Mechatronics is providing something which is combination of electronics, mechanical stuff, and the motion part. It is all to do with motion, am I right? It has not just to do with the structural part. So it is personal choice. What you want to do and what is the aim? What is your aim after your master's degree? To get a job abroad, to get a job in India, to get something which is stable, unstable, or stable in the sense a career which can grow for a very long time. So both careers are good. Mechatronics guys are into robotics, they are into drones, they are into multiple different things which are happening around the world. So I don't see a problem you going either into mechatronics or you going into CAE. That is a 100% a personal choice.
Yeah,
Okay, you
okay.
have to do a proper analysis. You have to write down what is it, what is this, what is this, what is this. So you can talk to Dr. Shantipal Ohol from COEP.
Yeah,
He knows me well. So you can talk to him. You can get his contact from LinkedIn. Talk to him first of all on LinkedIn and understand what is mechatronics like, what you are doing with me with regards to CAE.
okay.
You got my point. There is,
Yeah,
see, the overall purity which I want to maintain here is, as I mentioned earlier, this is not the only solution. Okay, CAE is not the only solution, but it is one of the probable solution. Now we have to get into a discovery mode. Is CAE a solution for me or not? Getting it?
yes.
Okay, good. So that's all from my side. elenoelcpune@gmail.com. That's the email which you have to reach out to me. 98817. I'll share my screen again, and you can note down the number and the email address. So this is my number 98817321144. Where you can send me a WhatsApp. Uh, we will have uh, if you are coming one to one, we will have that call. If you are if you want to have a Zoom call, if you're not in Pune, you can always have a Zoom call with me for maybe 15, 20, 30, 40 minutes, 1 hour. I'm okay for that. And you can put an email to elenoelcpune@gmail.com. Is this clear? I hope you guys enjoyed the session. I hope you guys understood few new things, and I'm super happy and thankful for you to because you joined this session. So really very thankful for you to join in. Okay. See you then, guys. See you in one-to-one sessions, and see you soon at Eleno. I'll be very happy to host you. And okay, one more announcement. We have a coffee meet on skilling on 14th of February, that is Saturday, in our office. So coffee meet is Eleno stuff. So I'll just explain you that in 1 minute. What is a coffee meet and what we do in coffee meet. So just give me a second. It's a one-on-one marketing kind of networking kind of a session, not marketing. So if you see this, this is the poster. Can you see my screen? Is it visible? The poster for coffee meet. It is on 14th of Feb, 11 to 12:30. Ashish Joshi is good friend of mine. He's going to come down and talk about what? He's going to talk about shocks. Shocks in the sense, he's going to talk about from student to professional, the biggest shock. Okay, so even if you are early career entry guy, not a pure student, you can still attend this session. It will be a good platform to meet industry professionals as well as a good platform to meet students. Okay, so from student to professional, the biggest shock. That's what the discussion point is going to be. He is a mechanical engineer. He is an entrepreneur now, and he's into skilling for a very long time. And we will have a proper discussion with him. We will have a one-to-one session with him. You can ask questions, you can interact, and it will be in our office, so you can always be in a position to visit our office. Is that fine? So I'll be sharing this information as well for our 14th of February, 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. discussion. You are most welcome for coffee meet. Even if you are nearby Pune area in Mumbai or anywhere, you can still come down for coffee meet using Indrayani Express or any other mode of transport and go back with Deccan Express at 3:30. Comfortably will reach home at lowest possible cost. Okay, fine. That's all from my side. Thank you again, guys, and see you soon. Bye. Amir, have a great day ahead. Yes, same to you. Thank you. Bye. Welcome.